You're back with us here on Autofocus, 60 minutes weekly, exclusive to the automobile and its industry. For the past 11 years, the Toyota Road Trek has toured members of the media through some of the country's most scenic destinations in vehicles we never would have thought to take along. This highly anticipated event has gone to such far-off destinations as Cagayan de Oro, Palawan, Davao, Panay Island, Negros, Bohol, Leyte, and Samar. This year, aptly titled Eat, Sleep, Drive, Repeat, the 11th Toyota Road Trek brings together all of Toyota's vehicles for a unique journey to a beautiful destination. Join us as we put the Toyota vehicles through their paces. We now bring you highlights of the 11th staging of the Toyota Road Trek in North Cebu.
Toyota continues to go from strength to strength, with this year marking the production of Toyota's Motor Philippines' 1 millionth vehicle. As such, there can be no more suitable highlight than the vehicles that helped them reach that milestone. Like always, the 11th Toyota Road Trek began bright and early, with participants meeting up at NAIA Terminal 2. Media members gathered at the airport for breakfast and to catch up with old friends. Before long, it was time to board the plane for the short flight to Cebu. Upon arrival, participants were greeted with necklaces and boarded vans for the Toyota Mandaue South dealership. One of the largest in the country, it served as an ideal starting point for the day's events, as well as a perfect place to park the 10 vehicles we'd be using for the day. Participants were welcomed by the day's host, ABS-CBN Cebu's Carol Monique de Leon. There, she handed out challenge cards indicating tasks for the trek, as well as a clue to the first stop. Brunch was then served for the media to fill their tanks for the long drive ahead. After lunch was a brief demonstration for one of the day's tasks. The demonstration revealed how to weave palm leaves into a puso, also called hanging rice. With buckets of palm leaves and their clue cards, participants made their way into their drawn vehicles for the long drive to the first stop. The whole lineup of Toyota vehicles, from the diminutive Wigo, Vios, Yaris, Altis, Camry, RAV4, Innova, Fortuner, FJ Cruiser, to the newly launched Hiace LXV, lay waiting in front. All of these vehicles would take the media members to the first stop at the winding roads of the Trans Central Highway. Vehicles sneaked through the roads of Cebu, up to the outskirts and onto Canso X Mountain Resort right at the peak. Here, a timely merienda was waiting, in a scenic pavilion on top of the hill. The view encompassed many of the peaks of the northern Cebu region. Of course, it was also time for the day's first challenge, which required the team to stack cups using only rubber bands. The task is not as easy as it looks, as grasping and releasing these cups requires some coordinated teamwork. From this venue, it was time to pack up and head to the next destination. The steep winding roads opened up to longer stretches of highway as the group approached the coast. Next on the itinerary was San Remigio Beach Resort, where a food stop and another challenge awaited the competitors. This time, teams were pitted against other teams in a challenge designed to test their nerve. They would take turns pulling out straws from a mesh barrel, making sure to drop as few balls as possible. After all, these balls would be counted against them. Steady hands and clever planning are what determined the game's winners. From here, the media boarded their vehicles once again, headed for yet another stop and the last challenge for the day. This was held in Queens Island Golf Resort in Medellin. Here, participants were asked to match the taglines with their respective vehicles. Subtle clues were hidden in the front of posters strewn throughout the lobby area. With that challenge sorted out, they were then led to the main driveway for a group photo op. After this, they boarded their vehicles once again for their final stop of the day. Not far from Queens Island Golf Resort was Candaya Resort. This means home of Daya and is named after Datu Daya, a legendary leader, supporter, and protector of the local community of Daan Bantayan, where it is situated. The new and sprawling luxury resort is situated at the very northern tip of Cebu, with 22 villas and 18 contemporary-styled rooms and suites. Here, a sumptuous dinner awaited the road trekkers after a long day's drive. The next morning held a special surprise for all of us, as a private yacht would ferry them to Malapascua Island for lunch. The catamaran, operated by Hawkeye Tours, cruised at a steady pace, giving all more than enough time to relax, take photos, or work up an appetite for lunch. The nearby island is extremely proud of its coral reefs just a short swim away from the shore. Naturally, it's become a dive haven, as well as a great spot to just relax for the afternoon. After a sumptuous lunch, the group boarded the yacht once again for the cruise back to Candaya. Back at the resort, participants were free to engage in any activity they chose before the night's awarding event. Some rain may have dampened preparations for an outdoor dining experience, but that certainly didn't stop the organizers from delivering a grand dinner. With a meal moved indoors, the program continued as scheduled. Road Trek host Carol took the stage again, introducing the evening speaker, Toyota's Senior Vice President for Marketing, Jose Ariel Arias. Next up was a video message from President Michinobu Sugata, who expressed his regret for not being able to attend this year. Then Toyota executives Ariel Arias, Yohei Murase, and Sherwin Chua Lim climbed on stage to award the prizes. Toyota first awarded winners of the Mimi Challenge, among whom were the Philippine stars Ulysses Ang and Sunshine TV's very own Matt Malyari and Wee Gamboa. Next up was a third-place team consisting of Sunshine TV's Jenny Bleza, Matt Malyari, and Wee Gamboa. Second place was a team of Auto Industria's Brent Ko and Manila Bulletin's Eric Tipan and Inigo Roses. First place went to the tandem of Ira Panganiban, Jeff Reyes, and Brian Afuang. After the awarding was perhaps the highlight of the evening, a surprise performance from musical guest Ellie Buendia. The former Eraserheads frontman had prepared a medley of Beatles and Eraserheads hits for much of the guests to gladly sing along to.
We're so happy to have our media friends here tonight. And we brought in the vehicles, no? And we'd like to highlight on the products that we are currently selling in the market. And one of the main reasons for us is that for our media friends to test drive each car, no? And take turns. We rotate the models so that they can get the ride and feel of each vehicle. So we'd like to again reaffirm or guarantee to our media friends the product that we're selling. And we're trying to show them all the features available and most especially the riding comfort, no? And overall durability and so on. Yeah.
Every year, actually, we are always excited to prepare for the next Road Trek. How can we make it better the following year? So that's a challenge for our team. So hopefully, we'll be able to continue giving our friends from the media a memorable experience, which made the Road Trek very famous in the industry.
The night didn't end there as some media members stayed on to chat, catch up, and sit back and enjoy the company of old friends. It certainly made time fly quickly, as before many knew it, dawn broke, and so too was the time to depart.
That closes the book on yet another exciting and memorable Toyota Road Trek, filled with sights and challenges that will be talked about for years to come.